choke, no joke. Chicky choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Chicky choke, no joke.
What up, though, Choke?
I'm with my guy.
Oh.
Be high. You already know how we do. All right. Now,
Talk to me.
I gotta ask you a couple of questions, brother.
What's happening, man?
How long you been living in Atlanta, Georgia?
Since the day of my birth, man, November 20th, 1983. So actually, I'm gonna be 40 this year. 40 years, man.
Oh, happy 40th, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. All right. So then, I've been talking to a lot of people. Last person I talked to was DJ A1
Okay.
about Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
So I know you don't come out the house much. So this might be hard for you, brother. Sunday nights, where do people go in Atlanta?
I can't even tell you, man. I can't even. The only thing I can think is Monday night Magic City is still going. LaCour, if you're trying to figure out what's going on in these streets, that's always a good place to go. The Bank, which is a new place, which used to be the Bounce back in the day, that's definitely popping right now. Uptown Comedy, you might get a little comedy show here and there going on, but as far as the clubs and stuff, I couldn't even tell you.
All right, then we going. This is a married man, y'all, so he can't be going out socializing. So we gonna have to test his skills somewhere else.
Yeah.
How about this?
Talk to me.
Give me your top 5 places for soul food.
Okay, Annie Laura's.
Where's that at?
That's on the south side. That's like Riverdale.
Okay.
But that's my number one spot.
What is it called?
Annie Laura's.
Okay.
They give you a lot of food. JJ's Rib Shack, The Beautiful. Those are, your regular culprits that you're going to go to all the time. Hattie Max. That's pretty good. And let me see. Number 5, soul food. Pascal's, nigga. I like Pascal's.
Now, what Pascal's? What they got there? Where's that?
Pascal's is like right up the street, like right across from the AUC, right there on Northside Drive.
Right.
But they used to supply the civil rights movement back in the day. You could catch Martin Luther King them eating in there back in the day. Yeah, no. So they
got history.
Yeah, they've been serving up soul food since the beginning of time.
All right, if you go there, what you getting?
Catfish, now I got a family of 6, 4 kids and a wife, so we get 2 of the 8-piece chicken dinner family meals.
Okay.
But I like to get catfish, collard greens, and mac and cheese, the normal. And or I might swap out the mac and cheese for the black eyed peas.
Right. Okay. So outside of soul food, seafood, where you going to in Atlanta?
Man, I used to go to What's Crackin' on the east side, but the lady that owned it, she passed. But they had the best damn seafood that you could get. Of course, that's like on some mom and pop, just community stuff. I used to go there just to support, but they had the best damn seafood broils that you could get. I'm gonna go to Papa Do's. I go to Copeland's. Other seafood spots. Where else I'm gonna go? Papa Do's, Copeland's, and occasionally I might go to the Oceanaire with the wife if we celebrating something. But I ain't into spending all that damn money. So, but we will go to the Oceanaire. But my main places for seafood would probably be Copeland's and Papa Do's.
Where's Copeland's at?
Copeland's is right up there near North Point Parkway, off of Cobb Parkway, near the AMC out there, the movie theater out there.
And what you gonna get there?
They have the Decatur fish, and it's like a catfish covered with crawfish and gravy and rice, nigga. Oh my God!
Yeah. I might go there when I leave here.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I do that. I get that Decatur fish, and then at Papa Do's, I just get the feast, whatever the fried. Well, now I do the grill because now I'm a little older. I ain't trying to die, so I do the grilled seafood platter. Yeah, back in the day, I'd be like, give me the fried seafood platter, but now I do the grilled Papa Do's platter.
All right. Now, you don't like Mary Mac's Tea Room?
Talking about for soul food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my
Yeah,
favorite spots.
yeah, no, that's a good spot. Yeah.
Yeah, because they give you can fill out your own menu. I mean,
Yeah.
your own thing, and you just give it. So you don't place your order. You say, I want this, I want that, I want this. You give it to them.
Yeah.
But they menu is huge.
Yeah. I've been looking for a place where I can find me some good chicken liver, man. I've been fiending for some god doggone chicken livers.
All right. Well, if y'all know where they got the good chicken liver at, hit that us in the comments.
Come on now.
And let us know.
I need that.
All right. Recreation. What you gonna do? You going sports? Where you gonna go?
Okay, if we talking sports, I'm gonna probably go and watch the Hawks play. I don't mind watching the Hawks. I'm gonna definitely go to the movies every now and then.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit up an AMC and sit my butt down in the movie theater. Other than that, let me see. What else? Do I go to any places as far as? Other than that, if I ain't invited, I don't go.
Do they got great sports bars?
It's gonna be a bar somewhere. Pretty much, you damn walk down the street and here you'll find a bar to go to where everybody know you. You go 3 weekends in a row, everybody gonna know your damn name. So you can find you a good sports bar around here somewhere.
What's that area? They got like a lot of bars. It's
Peter
like
Street?
Buckway. No, it's in Buckhead, but it's like in the back of
Over there near the 4B room area stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about 4B room area, but it's like they got this area where like all of like the white people go for, and they like a bunch of sports bars, and they like connected, and when it be like college season, that whole street, it be a bunch of bars.
See, I haven't been down there. I ain't been to damn Buckhead partying since college. Back when I was in college, you know, Peachtree Street was off the damn chain. So it was so many clubs back then, you could just pretty much just drive your car down there and find a club to go to. But now, they kind of ran a lot of the black clubs off from back. You know, after Ray Lewis got into it with that man downtown, and then after Big Meech them got into it with them boys in Buckhead, they pretty much ran us out of there.
Yeah, Buckhead ain't the same, man.
Yeah, no, it ain't what it used to be at all.
When you go in Lenox Mall, they got like the gun scanner machines that just scan your body. You just walk through it like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
It's real.
It's
real.
Man,
like Total Recall.
Y'all young boys, y'all messed up the Buckhead area, man.
They did.
What? How in the last 5 years would you say Atlanta changed as far as, you know, since all these RICO stuff and gang stuff? How has things changed?
Well, it got real violent for a second there, man. It was to the point to where, you know, I would be stressed out just getting on Instagram because you didn't know who you were going to see dead on Instagram. You see what I'm saying? There was a lot of young men, black men and women. I mean, the women were getting it just as bad as the men, but you would just be scrolling and it would be a rest in peace every day. And at least every week somebody was getting killed.
Right.
It's actually started to taper off and slow down now, which I'm grateful for, because it's like, you know what? It was getting difficult to raise your kids in this kind of stuff too, because you know after your kids get to a certain age, they gonna want to go out in the streets and party,
right?
And you don't want them to get hit with a stray because folks is out here, you know, cutting the food. But you know, it had got. But then you know, with COVID, that kind of added to a lot of it though too, Choke, because with COVID, Atlanta was one of the only places still open.
We definitely did not shut down.
Nigga, this thing did not shut down.
Like
Come on,
days.
exactly. So with that being said, you had a lot of folks, regular people, tourists, and gangsters from all over the Southeast or all over the country coming down here to get outside.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? So that brought a whole nother element to the city that wasn't there beforehand, because you got a lot of knuckleheads that just came down here like, nigga, this the only thing open and I'm trying to survive and hustle, and my hustle might have been robbing, you see what I'm saying, scamming or hustling and stuff like that. Well, if your city and your little town is closed down, Atlanta, all them folks, they still out at the mall.
Yeah.
So you can go and get what you need and then go back home and get your toilet tissue, which everybody was fighting over at that time,
right,
you know, and survive. But there was a lot of that stuff going on. And then just, there was a lot of infighting just, you know, with people beefing in the city and things of that nature. And, you know, I'm just glad a lot of this stuff is starting to slow down. Right now, I'm seeing people just really sitting back and realizing that, hey man, we're better together than apart. So
Right.
I'm hoping that, you know, we see a lot more of the camaraderie that we've been witnessing. I think also with this 50 years of hip hop going on too, I think that's brought a lot of people back together just to say, hey man, you remember this, we did this, that whole nostalgia feeling that people are feeling right now, I think is a good thing as far as bringing back the family vibe and, you know, camaraderie that the city used to have.
All right, keeping it with the young boys,
Hmm.
for a minute. You've been doing, you've been in radio a long time, right?
That's right.
You interviewed a lot of people, right?
Yeah,
We lost a lot of people,
that's right.
especially these young artists. Can you name at least 10 artists that you interviewed that's not here no more?
Okay. Most recently, Dope Boy Raw, who just passed. Bankroll Fresh, Snooty Wild, Mo 3, Marlo, Nipsey Hussle. Let me see who else. Young Dolph. I'm trying to. I mean, that's the shame because now we at 7 and
Yeah.
I'm still.
Have you ever interviewed Takeoff?
Yeah, Take Off from the Migos.
That's 8.
That's 8.
What's homeboy that just passed away? I think like either earlier this year or last year.
Trouble. Trouble, he was another one.
That's 9 right there.
9. Lil Hot, you might not have known him, but that was early on. I interviewed him. He wound up passing. And I'm trying to think of somebody else that everybody may know.
How many of these kids? I ain't gonna call y'all kids. Young men died from natural causes.
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know exactly what happened with Rah Rah right now, but for the most part, there was gun violence, man.
All 10 of them.
Yeah, damn near, except for Rah Rah. I mean, and
I don't
Lil
even
Hot,
think you
Lil Hot,
mentioned him.
Lil Hot, he didn't. That's Dope Boy Raw. Lil Hot, I think it might have been some drugs with Lil Hot that might have taken him out. But Chinks Drugs,
Chinks
that
Drugs,
was the other one.
Yeah. So that's at least 11, right?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel as a black man? You done interview 11 guys that came into the radio station, your place, and you interviewed these guys, and 10 of them.
Yeah.
I don't think none of them was 40 years old.
No, all of them were young. A lot of them weren't even 30. You know, a lot of them were still in their 20s. For me, it was extremely depressing because a lot of these artists I interviewed them. I was like they first radio interview, a lot of them too. So
Right.
these would be guys that I was seeing in the street that I would be like, okay, you got motion, come on up here to the radio station. Let me help you get to where the hell you trying to go, man. And I'm trying to grow my platform over here while I'm at the radio station. I know you trying to grow your stuff. We can grow together. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So we gonna work together and we just gonna, get this tandem going. And as I started to see the artists pass, it would be a beautiful thing to see them rise, but then when they would wind up passing, it would just be depressing as hell because it's like we got into the game to come up together to help each other and to have that camaraderie, but to see people dying, I mean, it made you wonder what was it for? You see what I'm saying? We working. These boys had goals and dreams and things that they wanted to achieve, and I wanted to be there to be a part of them reaching their goals and dreams and helping out. But then to see them gunned down, it's like all for naught.
So if you could say something to the artists right now,
Yeah.
that's watching and listening, and they still on the gang tip,
Yeah.
what's your advice?
I mean, it don't even make sense to, be in the streets like that no more. The streets is pretty much dead. If you still in the streets now, first of all, there's too much money on the internet. There's too many legal ways to get money on the internet without even scamming, not having to take penitentiary chances, not having to worry about nobody killing you for you to, still be out here in the streets trying to get easy money, because you can get easy money on the internet too.
Right.
Also, I would say for those that don't know how the hell to get out of their situation, they find themselves stuck and they don't know what's going on, they don't know what's next, start with education. education is the key to getting out of any bad situation. Education, and you have to take education seriously. You can't just go and get a piece of paper and think that it's going to work. You know, I was having a conversation with somebody else the other day, and we were talking about education. They were like, a degree is like a driver's license. Just because you got a driver's license or a real estate license don't mean you know how to sell real estate and know how to drive a car, really.
Right.
You got the fundamentals of it all, but you don't know how to do it.
Right.
Unless you really practice driving before you went and got your driver's license.
Right.
Unless you really were assisting somebody in selling houses before you got your real estate license.
Right.
So take education seriously so you can find the answers to the things that you want. And then also, for those people that are similar to myself that got a lot of pride, if you don't like asking for help, the books will answer your questions. That's where you go find the help without having to ask nobody.
Or the internet.
Or the internet. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? You got Google University and YouTube University. Either one of those will work well when it comes to getting the information, because that's really how I got anything that I figured out.
Right.
Because wasn't nobody telling me nothing. So I went and got the education behind everything, and as I started to educate myself, one thing would lead to another, which would lead to more information, and the more information I had, I would just kind of synthesize that with the stuff that I already knew, or apply that to a hustle and say, okay, if you do that, you add that to hustle with it, or you make it look like that, then you can get a little further. So I would say use your brains, go get an education, and apply your education and find something to do on the internet that can make you some money.
That's some really, really, really good advice.
Yeah.
Now, you're also a teacher.
Yeah.
Tell the people, where you was teaching at.
But I taught at Clark Atlanta University as a professor in the radio, television, and film department for like 4 years.
Right.
Which you came down there and was a guest professor a couple times too.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Yeah. Now we had a good time down there. I mean, with those students being able to give the game to the future, and that's why I really like teaching so doggone much, because also as a professor, I was able to give them the information that I had experienced in real time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when I was working at the radio station, I'd be like, okay, y'all, this is what's going on in radio right now. This is how we doing stuff. This is how it's done. And I could tell them exactly at that moment what's going on. When it came to podcasting, I'm like, okay, this is how I built my platform. And I would show them exactly how I did it. And then I would like to see them run off with the information that I gave them, and then they'll blow up and be great, man. So, I mean, that was one of the most fulfilling things that I ever did in my life. And to be honest with you, I enjoyed being a professor more than being on the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You just led me to my next question.
Yeah.
What do you like more?
Mm-hmm.
Terrestrial radio that you was at if y'all don't know what that is, that's regular radio stations like you listen to Greg Street or The Breakfast Club or Phone Master Flex. That's terrestrial radio. Or do you like what you do now on the YouTube? Because what you're doing is still the same. You're interviewing, you just ain't playing no music. Which one do you like the most and why?
I like what I'm doing now the best, podcasting and internet radio,
Right.
because it pays 10 times as much as radio paid me. Now, in my case, I was never a big time jock that saw the big time money. I was just in the building making it do what it was supposed to do.
Right.
So the money that I was making was barely enough for me to survive. But being able to be an entrepreneur and do it, I like what I do better because of the politics, man. I ain't got to deal with no politics. I ain't got to ask for permission. I ain't got to say, oh, excuse me, I got Choke No Joke coming up here today. Is it okay if he comes on my show today, boss?
Not the Jay-Z guy.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? No, I don't have to do all that stuff. It's like, nah, I own this shit. So guess what? Choke, what's happening? What you doing today? I'm coming down. Okay, I see you at 12, nigga.
Right.
And we're going to do what we do. And I enjoyed that freedom because at the end of the day, I'm doing the exact same thing that I did on the radio, except for it's through my own personal platform.
Right.
And I'm able to monetize it and see exactly what my value is, too, because in radio, I never knew how much I was worth.
Right.
I just knew that I was working my ass off trying to amount to something, and I
Right.
was facing a lot of resistance, and nobody wanted to let me be great. Shit, nigga. I knew that much, and I don't say that with angst against nobody or nothing like that. But in my case, I just didn't have the career that everybody else had. For me, when I came in the radio, the answer for me for everything that I wanted was no.
Right.
Folks would be like, no, not you. Everybody but you. It's birthday bash time. Guess what? Everybody gets to go to the concert except for Beehive. We don't. Beehive, you need to stay back and run the boys. You can't come to birthday bash with everybody else and network with the artists and have a good time. So I mean, I would have to sit back like Cinderella, looking like a sucker every goddamn year. But I would just transmute that energy and say, you know what? I'm gonna build my own platform so I can do what I want to do and I can boss myself around and nobody can tell me no more. And I ain't no ass kisser. So a lot of the stuff that I probably wasn't able to do, I would have been able to do if I would have kissed some ass and brown nose.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not that type of person.
Right.
I'm not about to do it. So I'm the type of nigga that, hey man, here go $1 million, but you got to do this for it. Well, if what I got to do for it don't line up with my morals, values, and integrity, and just how I live in general, you can keep your damn $1 million.
Right.
I just have to go out here and figure out how to make that shit.
Well, I mean, if you look at it now, you still, it really, birthday bash, they call you direct now.
Yeah.
You know, A3C,
Yeah.
they call you direct, you
Yeah.
hosting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now that, you know, like me and you, we do 2 million views a month,
Yeah.
even more, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Are you open for, you know, companies to reach out to Beehive TV, the liquor companies, the soda companies, you know, food sponsors? Are you open to these people reaching out to you direct, no middleman, and say, hey, man, we see you doing these views, Choke, y'all doing 2 million views. Are you open to sponsorship where these companies could come to you direct, just email you and do
Yeah.
deals with you direct?
Well, that's what I've been doing, Choke. And this is a funny thing. So when you say the difference between radio and podcasting,
Mm-hmm.
the same thing that I've been able to do as a podcaster and as an internet person, as a business owner, I had the same companies approach the radio station for me